Throwdown Nation. Good evening and welcome to episode 5 of the Throwdown with Matt. Tonight it is my pleasure to have with me my guest for the evening, TJ Era. How you doing, TJ?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. I've been looking forward to this conversation for a few days, man. So, getting into the meat and potatoes of what we're doing here, the first and most obvious question is going to be how long have you been wrestling, TJ?
I have been wrestling for about 2 years.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm fairly new to it. Uh, I think just about 2 years.
Okay. And, I already know the answer to this, but who trained you?
Ethan Case.
Yeah. Like I was telling you, there's a funny story about me and Ethan. Years ago, probably 8, 9 years ago, my wife and I were out to dinner down here in the Atlanta area, and Ethan was our waiter. And somehow the subject came up that he wrestled, and so I've been sort of loosely following his career, and I saw that he opened the academy and everything, and yeah, I mean, he is a good dude, and you really couldn't ask for better. So
I couldn't.
so at what point in your life did you know that you wanted to do this?
So I've been a fan of wrestling my entire life, but it
Mhm.
wasn't until high school when I actually, decided to pursue wrestling. I think I had this pipe dream of playing football, and then like my heart wasn't in it. I tried to like do what was cool, and I tried to do what my friends were doing. Um,
Right.
and then I just couldn't take it anymore. Trying to pursue that, knowing that I wanted to do professional wrestling. So it was about my ninth grade year when I actually, decided to start looking up schools and everything to like figure out where I wanted to train.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Well, um, that is a good example of, really listening to yourself and following your heart and following your dreams. And, that is, that's so important because, if you, especially when you're young, if you don't pursue those kinds of dreams, you'll always wonder what if.
Yeah.
So, something else we're going to be doing over the course of this is playing something called the speed round. And
Okay.
what I'm going to do is I will name a person, a place, or a thing, and you tell me the first thing that pops into your mind.
Okay.
So WCW.
Uh, Sting.
What?
Sting.
Sting. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I will 100% agree with you on that. So, away from wrestling, what are some of your other hobbies and interests?
So I am actually a big nerd. I genuinely just enjoy playing video games. I enjoy watching Marvel. I enjoy watching DC. I enjoy like researching like the history of superheroes and supervillains. I enjoy just like it's going to be like a very weird thing, but I enjoy like picking up frogs and sitting in nature, watching the water stuff like that. I'm just a very the typical nerdy guy. I'm not like a super uh out there kind of person.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Well, speaking of Marvel, Deadpool and Wolverine drops tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Uh, I'm hearing good things. I'm excited to see it.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to like steer clear of spoilers because
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, it is very tough out here for us. Like they just dropped spoilers just because they want to ruin something good, but I can't let that happen this time.
yeah, yeah. It's going to be a good one for sure. So, okay, speed round, Madison Square Garden.
WWE.
Yep, yep. So, is wrestling anything approaching a full time thing for you, or do you have a day job?
I do have a day job, but I am like hoping to pursue wrestling full time in the near future.
Right.
It's come to the point where I'm spending so much time here and spending so much time around wrestling. It's kind of like it's kind of like backpedaling to like go back to like my regular day job. So I think that actively pursuing to try and do this full time is something that I'm really trying to push to do.
Got you. Got you. Well, out of curiosity, what is your day job?
So I work at Target actually. I work at Target, and I'm also a student. I go to college too. So it's nothing fancy, but it gets the job done. I'm able to like pay for food. I'm able to like go to school. I'm able to do whatever I need to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What are you studying in college?
So I actually changed my major. I In high school I was a big theater kid. Like all
Hmm.
throughout my life I've been a theater kid. So I kind of strayed away from that leading up to college. But after like studying something that wasn't like for me, like wasn't my heart wasn't in it, I decided to go back and pursue theater and get back into like the arts and everything. It's just something that it's something that I hold dear to me just because freedom of self expression. Something
Hmm.
that I'm able to like create something or create a character, bring a character to life, or just reading monologues. Or it's also special to me.
Right. Right. Well, having a background in theater and drama can really help you with your promos and that kind of
Of
thing. So,
course, yeah,
it all dovetails together really nicely. So,
yeah.
so, TJ, what is your hometown?
So I was born in Charleston, South Carolina, and I was raised in Somerville, South Carolina, which is like 15 to 20 minutes away from Charleston. So if I say
Gotcha.
Somerville, people won't know what it is. But if I say Charleston, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, Charleston." So I say Charleston just because that's like the closest thing.
Gotcha. Yeah, I've got sort of a loose connection with Charleston. Actually, my father-in-law attended the Citadel up there.
hmm
So, so what is your favorite thing about Somerville?
My favorite thing about Somerville is so it was like a small town, but like it has surpassed that. So when I was coming up, we went to me and my friends, we went to the same schools, we went to the same churches, like we went to the same youth programs. So there was a whole lot of being close at all times. My grandmother, she was a businesswoman. She had her own decorating business, but she also like had a garden and she canned vegetables and she was just a do it all person. And being her grandson opened up a lot of opportunities for me to be um, well known. So I had to like act accordingly because my grandmother was like well known and she did not play. Uh,
Hmm.
so
Grandmothers are like that, man.
yeah, yeah. My grandmother and my grandfather, I call them my granny and my papa. They were like very detrimental in the growth of me because without them there would be no. So I called them my parents because they really stepped in and filled a void that I think that I had growing up. So I have nothing but great things to say about them. They are the reason why I'm like able to chase my dreams, and they are the reason why I'm still here.
That is cool. I can, your love for them really radiates. I mean, I can tell you love them and that you're proud of them.
Yeah, and the thing that bugs me the most is that they aren't here to see what I have become. I think they would
Hmm.
be proud, but yeah, that part of me is still, my heart is still in Somerville with those things. Big part of me. Some of my best moments and also some of my super terrible moments, but it all made me stronger in a sense.
Got you. Got you. So, they say that the best wrestling personas are yourself turned up to 11. So tell me about TJ Era and compare and contrast him with the everyday you.
So TJ and TJ era is kind of the same thing.
Hmm.
Um, we are, both very confident in what we want to do. We are both very confident in figuring out what we're trying to say. We are confident in, presenting something in a way that is visually appeasing. Uh, there is really like not a big difference between the two of us because, like you said, it's just me as a person, but turned up 11. So me as a person, I wouldn't go and punch someone in the face in the streets,
Right.
but me in wrestling, I would just
Yeah.
punch someone in the face. Uh, we both know what we want out of life. We both struggle sometimes trying to figure that out. Uh, we know, how we want to get something done. We know how strong we are and how amazing we are as people. And I'm talking in third person just because that's just, I think we are just the same. The only
I get
difference,
it.
like I said, is not punching regular people in the face and like not wearing like bedazzled gear in Walmart or Target or something.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, I recently talked to Drew Adler, and I asked him that question, and he said that really before he goes out to the ring, he just removes his filter, and
Yeah,
and he said that's really the only difference between top tier Drew Adler and Drew Adler at home is just the
yeah.
filters in place when he's at home. So, yep. So do you have a preference between working heel or working babyface?
uh, I can do either or, but I think naturally I'm just more of a baby face than anything
Hmm.
because people just like naturally want to get behind me just because I think I radiate that confidence and I radiate that that positivity. But I can do either or. We learn how to do both. Because you can't be a good one without being a good one of the other.
Right,
Yeah,
right, and if you can do both convincingly, you're valuable. I
yeah,
mean,
of
because
course.
there are some people that are just born to be a heel and really can't be a convincing face,
Right.
and then there's some that are just the opposite. So people that can do both seamlessly is really valuable. I was talking to both Drew and Book Hemingway about that, and what I've always really enjoyed are the people that will turn babyface or turn heel, but
Hmm.
nothing really about their character changes. It's just how the audience perceives
Yeah,
and receives them. you know
yeah.
and
It's
that's magic. I mean,
yeah. I think that really the only thing changes is their motives. I think that's the
yeah,
only thing that really changes.
absolutely. So Tell me about your very first match. What was that like? How did it go?
So my very first match was a four-way match. It
Okay.
was with three of the other guys that I graduated the academy with. And leading up into it, I was extremely nervous,
I'm
as
sure.
I should be. Yeah. Um, this was my first time, like, I think, seeing through something in a very long time. So for me to see where I started and to see what was about to happen with the debut, because COVID had messed us up, so we
Right.
weren't able to, debut when we were supposed to. But in turn, that the extra time doing like work, getting the reps in, it actually made us better.
Hmm.
So all in all, it was like the one of the best decisions. Um, yeah, but like I said, I was very nervous. I don't think I ate anything the day of. I was, stressing out backstage. I was stressing out at home. I was stressing out at training. And then we have the four way. And I was nervous up until I went outside through the curtain. So nervousness here, and as soon as I stepped outside the curtain, all the nervousness went away. Like it was non-existent at that point.
The switch
So,
flipped.
yeah, and I got out in the ring, and you could hear the crowd reacting, and giving their honest feedback of what they thought. And we went out and we had one of the best matches. Um, and it's just the fact that I was able to do it with three other people that were with me during training, and we all made it through together. We were all there. We went through it together, and that was a very special moment. And then also having Ethan out there during the match was also like one of the better feelings of it. Um, and then also having uh, Chip Day backstage and John Davis backstage, you know, uh, commending us for the match and how well we did. It was one of the greatest and most emotional nights of my life.
I'm sure. I'm sure. So, you've told us about your first match. Now tell me about your favorite match that you've been a part of.
Okay, that's easy. So
Okay.
my favorite match is like it's like a recent match. I think it was in May. It was at PCW and it was at the Wrestle Ball Z event, and it was myself, Moody, Dennis, and Drew Hood, and we had a four way. And we just it's like I think it was just because the chemistry was there during the match, and there was also a story, and we were all able to tell a story through the match. We were able to hit our cool moves. We were able to do some fun things, and it's just it was again it was a very good match because I'm very very close to the guys in the match, so it's very touching to be able to share these moments with people that you hold dear.
Absolutely. Yeah, I can definitely understand where you're coming from on that. Um, so, what has if you can narrow it down to one or two little anecdotes, what have been some of the most interesting or unusual experiences that you've had in wrestling so far?
Uh, can this be good or bad?
Either. I mean, it's
Either.
all yeah, good, bad, or otherwise.
I think one of the bad parts is so I have this whole story about how I started wrestling shirtless. So I actually was debating on wrestling shirtless for about a year and a half, and it's something that I questioned my friends about. I said, "Hey, I'm going to wrestle shirtless. I'm going to do this," and they've been so supportive. And I did it for a while, and then I went to one show, and this guy started making comments about my body, and it's kind of an unusual thing that I went so long without anyone saying anything negative. You know, everyone is like being very, very positive about the entire thing, and then you go here, and this one guy says something negative, and then there was a kid right beside him, and then the kid started saying something negative, and it's like, dude, you could have said something very positive, and the kid would have said something positive, but you single-handedly just, you know, corrupted this kid into being hateful instead
Yeah,
of letting the kid like figure out for himself, which the kid didn't like, and it just sucks for him just because you know I he doesn't see the work that I put into to lose the weight, or how hard I push my body and how hard I work and how hard I train. He doesn't see that, and it sucks for him because he looks like an idiot now
right.
for for body shaming.
Yeah,
But it's a part of the game. He paid for a ticket, so I guess he should be able to say whatever he wants. But I think there's a way to to be to express your dislike or whatever it may be than to call someone out of their name. So that was like
absolutely.
a very unusual experience for me. I haven't experienced anything like it, so it was very new and very unusual.
Well, looking through your social media, I've seen some of the video and some of the pictures of your body journey, and you have got a lot to be proud of.
Thank you.
That is really very inspiring. So,
Thank you.
yep, 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 yep. So, you may have really just kind of answered this question, but the next question is, what has been your strangest encounter with a fan? And you probably just answered it,
Yeah,
unless
but
you
there's so many more. There's so many more weird encounters. Like most of it is like uh either like most of it is online. Sometimes people can send you some very very you know strange things.
yeah,
Um,
I'm sure.
Sometimes people can be very strange at shows, but it's what you sign up for, and you just keep being nice to them, just because that's what you're supposed to do. You just, even though they're being whatever, I continue being nice because I don't know what that person is going through.
Right, right.
So as long as it's like not crossing a major line, it's like it's fine, it's cool. But I try and treat them with the same respect as another fan that's not doing the same thing.
Absolutely. Okay, so speed round. John Moxley.
New Japan.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, his work over in Japan is wild.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
I have
So,
a um I have a story about John Moxley. So
okay, go for it.
I was up in New York, working the cables for New Japan, doing extra
Hmm.
crew work for them, and it was the battle on 44th or something. So I'm in the corner, feeding the cords, the camera cords, and I didn't know John Moxley was going to be there because it was a mystery show. So I hear his music hit, and I'm like, "Where's John?" And then like I see him like in the crowd somewhere,
Hmm.
and I looked and I didn't see him again. And then I'm in the corner, and I feel someone like slap the back of my shoulder, and I look up, and it's John Moxley.
Oh,
And
that's cool.
yeah, so I like moved. I moved out of the way for him because I think I was in the way.
Hmm.
But ever like then when I came back, I started telling them like a dramatized story of how I met John Moxley and how he was my best friend from slapping me on the shoulder.
That is awesome. I mean, little encounters like that, little moments like that are sometimes are things that really stick with you.
Yeah,
And that's just I love hearing little
yeah.
tales like that. That is really really cool. So, as far as your in-ring style and your promo style, who would you say are some of your influences?
So I'm a big fan of New Japan. So I'm
Hmm.
very, I'm a fan of the strong style, and I'm a fan of like doing things efficiently and like making it a show, and also making it look very, very competitive. Um, I don't try to mimic the exact style, but I do, I research it and I watch it and I tape study it and I pick out what's cool and I pick out what's, something that would make most sense.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Sorry.
You okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just someone just went by.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
but yeah, the New Japan style is something that I'm very intrigued about. Uh, because I'm able to craft something that I feel works best for me, and in return, it helps me just because there are a lot of times where people expect me to just be a big man wrestler, which I'm not. So I crafted something that I feel works best for me. So it's not a thing. Okay, I can pick someone up, I can slam someone because I'm very very strong. But also, if I can be something else, why not be that?
Got you.
If
Got
I have this thing where I think a lot of people like they see me and they think I'm going to work like a big man, but when I start calling stuff and I start you know letting it known that I can work and that I'm not
hmm
afraid to run around or get tired, then it's like, oh, okay, why? But why though? And that's the question. Like a lot of people ask, it's like, but why though? And I'm like, because I think that not wanting to do something because you're a bigger wrestler is like it's kind of counterproductive because
Gotcha.
if I spend all these hours, training or at the gym or learning new moves and I can't do them because I'm a big wrestler, then I'm really wasting my time. So I do what's best for me. And if I can do it, if I can cut a flip, if I can do this, I'm going to do it just because I feel like it's the right thing to do.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Well, over in the chat, somebody by the name of Diggs BTW1 says, "Hey, what's up?"
What's up?
So, um, do you have an all-time favorite match as a fan? Like a match that never gets old, that you can go back to time and time again, and you always see something new or anything like that?
Yes. So one of them is like it's not old, but it's like a few years old. That would be Sasha versus Bailey at Brooklyn Takeover. I think it was the story actually that made it something special for me. And then also the match was like very, 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 very cool. It told like a bigger story of what those two were trying to accomplish. So I look at that as like one of my favorite matches of all time. I go back and I look at it all the time. And then my second one would be a most recent one, which is the Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's WrestleMania 40.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, that one.
The one
Because
where
it
where
was
where where Cody went over.
yes,
Yeah.
that was 40. Okay,
Yeah, that
yeah,
was 40.
because that one was like a very slow burn. Because Cody won the Rumble the year prior. He got WrestleMania the year prior. He lost. and he went back to the drawing boards for a whole year. Did this, did that, won the Rumble again. We
Yep.
didn't even know if Cody was going to, main event Mania with
Right.
Roman. Um, and then The Rock got involved, and it was just like
Hmm.
it was great storytelling all the way down to the like last count. The part where they had a production truck, and on the production truck, you had John Cena and Stone Cold
Hmm.
Steve Austin on the back, which they were foreshadowing, some of the Rock's biggest foes.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yep.
and then having all that come circle on the first night of WrestleMania again, that was one of the better matches that built up the main event for the next night when Cody, because he still couldn't hit the Holy Trinity of the Crossroads, and he got interrupted again.
Yep.
And then it's like, oh, man. Then the next night, all that happens. It's like I call it the end game scene where all the portals like started opening up, and all of like your favorite heroes started coming through. And then when you think that Cody's not going to do it, he's able to hit the third one, and 1, 2, 3, and I get goosebumps every time I think about it, just because it was so perfectly done. Like, and you had to wait for it. You had to wait
Yep.
for it. A lot of people checked out of it way too
Yep.
soon, but it's something that it built over time. So it's like,
Yep.
dang, Cody didn't get it this time, but I'm hopeful he can get it next year. And then he did after he went through so many trials and tribulations, and that's just
Absolutely.
it
Great
holds something to me.
storytelling. Yeah.
Yeah, it holds a testament to people like me who've gone through so many things and have had so many obstacles thrown down, and it gives you like hope that no matter what happens, no matter what is thrown your way, whether it's good or bad, you still have to keep pushing. Just because right there, like something right there, your golden opportunity is right there. You just have to keep pushing. You have to keep believing in yourself, and that's what I
Yep.
took from it. Like no
Yep.
matter what, because he was outnumbered like throughout the entire thing, and the fact that he was able to do that, it's like, come on, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it.
Yeah. And WWE right now is just firing on all cylinders with the storytelling and everything, and
Yes.
I I attribute a lot of that to finally them getting rid of Vince. I mean,
Yeah.
because a lot of what is happening now would never have been possible under his leadership. And I'm not entirely putting the guy down. He made a lot of great contributions to the business, but the business
Mhm.
passed him by.
Yeah.
And Hunter and Sean are doing an amazing job running the creative side of things.
Yeah.
Because they get it. They've wrestled. They know what works and what doesn't. And it shows. So
Yeah.
so and this could be present day or past. Who would be a dream opponent for you? Who would you love to work?
Like this could be anyone like around.
Anyone active today or anyone from the past? Who
Okay.
would be a dream opponent for you?
Just one person.
It doesn't have to be just one, but it could be a few. But I mean, you know,
Okay. So I think I want to say, of course, I think Eddie Guerrero. I think he would be, like one of the best ones, just because he's not here with us anymore. Uh,
right?
and now I think when I think of dream matches, I think of people like Swerve. I think I would like have want to have like a great match with Swerve, great match with Osprey. I
Hmm.
Seth Rollins. You have I want to fight Okada, like, or Zack Sabre Jr. Like the
Yeah,
list goes on, because I think I just have something to prove, and you know I'm not that experienced yet, but like I think I could learn so much from wrestling those guys, just because they have like raised the bar in wrestling at the present moment. So it's like, Why not? Why not want to wrestle these guys or learn something from them even?
Right, right. So, you mentioned the story about meeting Mox. Have you had a chance to meet any of your other heroes?
Yes, I met Okada.
Hmm.
Uh, I met Tanahashi.
Oh,
I
nice.
met Zack Sabre Jr. I met Aussie Open. I met like so many of the people that I see on TV that I idolize. The list is like very very long, and and I'm getting like flustered just thinking about it. But yeah, I have met like single handedly like so many of the favorites of wrestlers that I see.
Gotcha, gotcha. So, I've I've asked this to everybody that I've done a wrestling stream with so far, and it's just kind of a funny question. But what
Hmm.
hurts? What hurts right now?
Like like body
Uh,
wise or
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I mean, I know your body takes a beating doing that kind of thing. So what hurts right now?
like at this present moment, nothing
Oh,
hurts.
that's good.
Yeah. Like I don't feel any aches or pains. I feel perfect. So, I mean,
Good.
sometimes sometimes like you get like a ache here or there, but right now I'm feeling pretty pumped, pretty ready to go. So
Good. Good.
yeah,
You're a young guy too, so I mean
yes.
that helps. But so if you could only be one or the other, would you rather be great in the ring or great on the mic?
I think great, great in the ring. I think
Yeah,
being great in the ring is like you could get someone to like talk for you
that's true.
if you're great
That's
if
true.
you're great in the ring.
You can get a manager or a
Yeah,
a mouthpiece or something.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's that's an interesting question though. Because
Hmm.
the people who are both great workers in the ring and are also great on the mic, man, they are worth their weight in gold because
Yeah,
not very many people just excel at both. And
right.
and that's pretty cool. But
Yeah.
okay, so speed round. Brian Danielson.
Kofi Kingston.
Okay, yeah. So let's see here. Okay, knowing you're not that old of a guy, but knowing everything that you know now, TJ, if you could give any advice to your younger self, what would it be?
If any advice I could give to my younger self, it would be, your dreams are not stupid. Your dreams are for you to obtain. You are gonna have bad days. You're gonna have a lot of bad days, but you have to push through. Like, I know it's tough right now, but you are, on to something greater. Like, your purpose is greater than anything you could have ever imagined. You just have to keep your head on the right track. Like, you don't give up, please.
Absolutely. Yeah, those are wise words. And do you have any advice for any young folks that might watch this that are looking to try to break into the business? Any words of advice to people thinking about giving it a whirl?
Okay. First, go to a reputable training school. Uh, go to a school where you are going to get the proper training. Go to the school where they teach you how to be a good person and how to be a good wrestler all in one. don't go somewhere, just because it's the most it's like a popular place. Go somewhere because the training is right and the atmosphere is right. You know, don't, go in it thinking that it's going to be easy because it's not. This is probably one of the toughest things that you are going to have to do. You could have played so many different sports, but this is something that you have to learn from the ground up. There is no, half-assing it. There's no easy way. You have to stick through it and you have to want to do it. Nothing is, guaranteed to you. Nothing is owed to you. You are going to have bad times. Oh, you're going to have a lot of bad times. This game is more mental than it is physical.
Hmm.
You are going to, you're going to have those moments where you feel like you don't belong. You're going to have those moments where you're doubting yourself, and you're going to have those moments where you want to quit. But the biggest flex is not doing those things. Don't quit. Don't self doubt. Don't question that you belong, because you do. And if you see that, then it will help you in the long run. You have something, special. Someone's going to see it, and you have to be able to see it yourself too. You have to believe in yourself enough to see what someone else sees. Um, just, stay in it. Don't, like I said, don't go in thinking that you're owed anything. Don't go in, thinking that it's going to go exactly the way you planned. Don't think that your path is going to be the same, because your path is going to be very, very different. Um,
Absolutely.
just stay in it, and don't just learn how to network. Be yourself. You know, learn the ins and outs. Learn how to make gear, or throw together an interest video. Learn anything that you can, like while you can. Just enjoy the ride. And I'm going to say something that someone told me. It's enjoy the journey, because when you get to the destination, there's like you're already at the destination. Like, you're so focused on getting to the destination that you're not appreciating the journey that it took to get to the destination. Because once you're there, you're already there. But the journey, the the trips, to New York, or the trips to other states, the weekends where you're wrestling, or the weekends where you're so tired but you have to go to a show, the weekends where you like don't get home until like 6 o'clock in the morning. Those weekends, cherish that. Keep the faith. Keep good people around you. That's the most important thing. Make sure that you are surrounded by people who want to see you do well, and people who uplift you. You don't want to be surrounded by people who are envious or jealous, or not very supportive of your journey. You want to be surrounded with the best people, and that's the most important thing. Just like, wrestling is cool and all. Uh, you know, Doing moves is cool and all, but the the memories are what hold everything together. Because without those, you just, I mean, it kind of just sucks thinking about going, just to wrestle and not enjoying anything else. Just enjoy the journey. Enjoy the journey.
Exactly. Exactly. So, do you have a favorite move? Something that you just really enjoy doing? And on the flip side of that, is there a move that you won't do?
Uh, I think I enjoy doing the frog splash. That's It's very, very simple, very athletic, very flashy. Um, is there a move that I won't do? Probably not.
Gotcha.
I, if I can do it, then I probably would do it. Safe,
Gotcha.
in a safe way, of course. But
Right.
if, yeah, I don't think there's anything that I wouldn't like try.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So something that I've done in all of these is I have allowed the current guest to pose a question for the next guest. So my previous wrestling guest was Book Hemingway, who you knew as Marty, uh,
Hmm.
and um, and he posed this question, and that is, what is your end goal in wrestling? How far do you want to go? What is I guess what would be the point where you would feel like you've made it?
So I want to go the distance, man. I want to get a contract. I want to wrestle like all over, the world. I want to have like legendary merch and legendary matches, and I want to be able to have matches with people that I dream about having matches with. I want to, reach new levels of fame so that I, in return, can give others what others have given to me. Uh, whether that be knowledge or advice. I just want to be at a place where I can start captivating more, where I can start, helping more. I want to, be in a place where I can actually live off of wrestling, and I can, you know, say, hey, I have this. I can go to like one of the big bosses and like be like, hey, I have this very, unique story that I have. I think this would be cool, or just being in that capacity where you are in a locker room with people you watched on television, uh, having those legendary championship reigns, and having people who used to see you in high school or people who used to work with you see you on TV or see you at a live event, and you're like, whoa, man, he's really doing it. Like he really stuck through with that. You know, um,
Mm-hmm.
the end goal would be, making myself proud, making my trainer proud, making my friends proud. You know, um, I think that would be, the ultimate end goal. Just finally realizing that all those long nights and those times where I didn't think that I was going to make it. I think those times and you know thinking back about where I started and how far I've come, I think I would just be like, man, this is this is the life. This is the life.
Gotcha.
Like seeing like my shirts being worn by everyone across the world. Being asked to get on podcasts and it's just so much. I just get like so anxious just thinking about it because it's just something that I like. It's just something that I really want. Like, yeah, that seems like the end goal for me.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So, since this is a series, um, do you have a question to pose to the next guest? And I can go ahead and tell you my next guest is going to be this coming Monday. I've got Dre the Goat.
Okay.
So, do you have a question that you would like to pose to Dre?
Yeah. Yeah. Let me just get a second to think of one.
Okay. Okay.
Uh. Okay. Where are what are the top three wrestling promotions that you want to work for? Why do you want to work for them? And what are you going to do when you start working for them?
Oh, cool. Well, how would you answer that?
So my top three, I think of course the first one, anyone would want to go to WWE. That's
Hmm.
easy. New Japan would be a strong second, and you know, uh, I think I think TNA. I think TNA is also a very very good company. Um, so many great people there. Uh, I want to go to them just because there are so many different talented people in each of the companies, and it sucks because you don't like. I don't think you'll get to wrestle everyone that you want to wrestle,
Right.
but just to think that there are options now. Like it used to just be like one end goal for everyone, but now there's so many different places, and that
Right.
was hard for me to come up with that list. And I just want to go there and like show them who I am, show them
Hmm.
how far I've come, show them my journey, and that's That's I think I did I answer it just now? I
You
think
did. You did.
yeah,
Yeah. But you know, when my son and I were at the PWE show,
mhm,
watching you, we could just tell you were having the time of your life. I
yeah,
mean, you really exude joy in the ring, and that's just really, but that's fun to watch, and that's magic, man.
yeah.
And so you're now the number one contender for the Savannah River Championship.
Yep.
Um, so how do you feel about that? And do you have any words for your upcoming opponent for that, Aaron Berry?
I feel like it's a great opportunity. I was able to eliminate the last standing person. It was very challenging, and words for Aaron, I think would be I know Aaron very well. Like this is not the first time that I have been in a position where I had to battle Aaron. I think I have actually been battling Aaron probably for the last 7 or 8 months
Okay,
in different promotions. So I'm no stranger to Aaron. Aaron is no stranger to me, which is why this match is something that I'm looking forward to. It's because when two people who know each other so very well get in the ring
good
and
chemistry.
that that good chemistry, and they have to create something very different from what they've done before. I think that's a very unique challenge. And I know his moves. He knows my moves. It's going to be a very good storytelling thing. So I mean, I could just tell him to just bring his A game because I'm going to bring mine.
Yep, that pretty much sums it up. So we're pretty much getting to the end of this now. So do you have any upcoming shows or anything that you want to hype?
So this weekend we have Carnage in Camden, which is PCW. That is on Saturday. We are. I actually think we are actually sold out right now. We've been selling out consecutively for the last 6 months. Uh, it's a very great group of talent, a great group of friends, and I think it's one of those things where you know the shows are 90% students, and the fact that we are selling out this entire thing for the past 6 months is outrageous. It's
That
insane. And if
says a
you haven't
lot.
been, yeah, if you haven't been, bro, I suggest you look up PCW Palmetto Championship Wrestling and you find us because we're blowing up, man. And it's like there's so many talented people on the roster, and it's insane that you just go there and you laugh, you'll cry, like so many good things, so many good memories at PCW, man. And then the only other thing I have confirmed right now is the title match with Aaron in a few weeks. But things pop up, and I've been trying to network and get out and get put in some more places. So that's not falling on deaf ears. But yeah, that's about it. I mean, but PCW is about to be like amazing as always.
Awesome, awesome. Well, TJ, thank you so much for your time. This has really been a blast. And I'll be doing some editing on this and getting it reposted onto Instagram and some other places. And
Okay.
I'll be editing the audio into a podcast episode. And as I'm getting all that stuff done, I'll message you and let you know that it's available and send you links and that kind of thing. But I look forward to staying in touch and following your career, man. You've got a bright future ahead of you, and
Thank you.
I'm excited for you, man. So,
Thank you. Thank you so much.
um, and those of you that have been watching this live, thank you. For those of you that'll be watching this on replays or videos, thank you for that. If you like what we've got going here, please spread the word. This thing is really starting to take off, and I'm just excited to see it grow. So anyway, everybody have a wonderful rest of your night, a safe weekend ahead, And I'll be back on Monday with Dre the Goat at 7 p.m. So it should be another great conversation. And everybody have a wonderful night.